Good evening, everybody. Welcome to tonight's training. Tonight, Rachel's going to be doing a special training based on top achievers. For those who don't know Rachel, anybody new, Rachel's a um, four-star golden circle, isn't it? That's right. So that means she's making over $200,000 a year in residual income, which is incredible. She's a huge inspiration for me and coaches me, which is awesome. So she's going to tell us everything that she's been learning at the Top Achievers in Hawaii. And I'm really looking forward to hearing about this. So go ahead, Rachel, and take the stage.
Okay, well, thank you, Mike. Oh my goodness, I'm so happy to be here with you guys to share this. And last night, I did the exact same Zoom with my team here in the United States. And, as I'm sharing it, I literally couldn't go to sleep till like 3 in the morning because I'm just so excited. And I don't know if you guys have noticed, but boy, they have rolled out a lot of things since Monday. So I don't know if you've kept up and kind of seen any of that, but I'm going to give you a nice overview. And just know that all the links and all the videos, they're always shared on Rising Stars. So just make sure that you check in with that page on a daily basis because I'm always up to everything. If it goes on Lynn and Michael's page or if I get it from corporate, it goes right up on Rising Stars. So, but things can kind of float to the bottom as people are posting in there and that kind of thing. So just check in every day and do a little scroll. And if there's a video in there, just make sure you watch it because I don't dilute that page. So there's nothing that's not important in there. If it's in there, you want to make sure that you take a few minutes to watch it. And I know you guys, have very busy days. So one of the tips that I can give you is, just press, sometimes you don't even have to watch the video. You can catch the video later, but just get the content in your head and press play while you're taking a shower in the morning, getting ready to go to work, or when you're on your way to work, or when you're in the gym, or if you're cooking dinner. Keep up on that material because you guys always want to be in the know, right? Because there is so much happening in Isagenix right now that you guys, this is going to be amazing, not just for us in the United States. It's even more amazing for you guys in the UK because you guys can own the whole UK. And as we start branching out into other countries, you guys, that can be all you. I can't even imagine being one of the first people in the United States 16 years ago. Can you imagine? I mean, look at Lynn and Michael. They've been in Isagenix. Michael today is celebrating his 7th anniversary. They're the #1 income earners. Look at how their lives have changed in 7 years. I met people in Maui last week while I was there for Top Achievers that have been in since day one. Okay, some of these stories. Okay, so I'm just going to share a couple stories and then I'll get into the content. So I met this guy who's been in for 16 years. He was one of the first people. And he's actually one of our uplines, somewhere way up there. And we had drinks with him. And of course, I started asking him a lot of questions. And he's like, oh yeah, I'm like, how many business centers do you have? He's like, I only have one, and he's probably like, I would say maybe mid-60s, maybe even a little bit older than that. I'm not really sure. But this guy has maxed out one business center. He's not on Facebook. He doesn't use any social media. He's old school email. I don't even know if he's like building his business anymore, or I don't even think he's even maintaining executive. But because he maxed out his business center, he's making over $750,000 a year. And all he has to do to get that money, because maxing out a business center is 250 cycles. Okay, that's max out. That's like 8-star. Okay, the only thing that you have to do to collect that money in cycle pay is to be a consultant. One on your left and one on your right, all with 100, including yourself. $750,000. And what I realized that I love so much about this compensation plan is I will never find myself in a position to build a really big business like I did in my last 2 companies, just to find myself 5 or 6 years down the line, and as I promote out leaders, because they were both breakaway plans, lose money. So this compensation plan, you guys, is golden. It's brick by brick, brick by brick. And the thing is Isagenix, they are so projected out They are expecting over the next 3 years to be a $10 billion company per year, you guys. They have such, everything is in place. All the people are in place. They have a plan. And even Eric Coover stood up on stage and he said, you know, we've been growing so fast and so much. I got to tell you, we haven't really had a very good plan in place. I mean, you could have fooled me. I thought they had a pretty good plan. But he said, we have every duck in a row. We are getting ready to take this and explode it. So I am super excited. I had, when I was in Maui, I had one person in particular that I wanted to meet, and her name is Julie Jurevec. And I don't know if you guys watched the Zoom. I know it was when you guys were sleeping the other night. It was Monday night. It was 9 p.m. Eastern. I posted the recording in Rising Stars. So if you have not seen that video yet, make sure that you watch it. And Julie Jurevec, Lynn had told me a little bit about her story. She just went 8-star, like the week before last, okay? She's been in Isagenix about 6 years, and it took her 2.5 years to go executive, okay? And now she's an 8-star. 8-star is max out. 8-star is 250 cycles a week. Max out is $750,000 a year, okay? And I thought to myself, and it took her 2.5 years to go executive? Like, I need to hear her story. So as soon as I get to Hawaii, I'm like, Jeff, I've got to meet this girl, Julie. Like, that's number one on my list. I want to meet her. I want to sit next to her. I want to pick her brain. Because, you know, I think that's really inspiring. Like, not to say that you want to take 2.5 years to get to executive. Like, you want to keep your eye on the prize and you want to have your executive chart and you want to try to get to executive as fast as you can. But if you don't, and you are steady, consistent, every day consistent in the little daily things that you do every day to build your business, just know that with this compensation plan, with this company, with these products, you will, I promise you, as long as you don't quit, be making the kind of money that she's making right now, 6 years down the line. So the very first day, I see this cute little girl walking down the beach in her little bikini, which she's the one who does, she's the on onebigteam.us, the one who's doing the unpack the box and under start here. That's Julie Jurevec. And so all I've ever seen her is from like the neck up. So she comes walking down the beach and she's this little itty bitty muscular girl in this bikini with her adorable husband. And I'm like, but I recognized her face. I'm like, oh my gosh, you're Julie Jurevec. And so we just sat there and we just, you know, I just picked her brain and they shared their story. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so awesome. And so I was so excited when Lynn said that she was going to interview her on Monday night's call. So again, make sure that you watch that because I loved that story. I also met, you know who David Woods is, and I think he's been there with you guys. And you know how he makes you do all sorts of crazy stuff, right? Uncomfortable stuff. He does is it University in Action? University in Action, right? Yeah. So anyway, it's funny because last year at Top Achievers, my husband was with me, and we went to Banff. And it was the first time, I mean, we were pretty new in the company. We didn't know anybody either. And here this guy gets on stage and he makes you partner with people and do all these things. And my husband was like so uncomfortable, right? So this time David gets up on stage and Jeff looks at me. He's like, I got to go to the bathroom. I'm like, no, you don't. You stand right here because you're my partner. So David makes us partner with 2 other couples. And, you know, we had to write down some of the things that, you know, some questions that we had, some things maybe that were of concern in our business. But meanwhile, that morning when we walked in, they had envelopes with our names written on the envelope. And inside they had our personal reports of what we did in 2017 and what we have done so far in 2018. So in the reports, it was what your enrollments were, 2017, 2018, how many rank advancements did you have personally enrolled to you for both years, and then also cycle growth. So you really got to see, like, what did you do the first year versus the second year, you know, and have you improved? Have you gone backwards? Where do you need work? Well, we got partnered with an Australian couple, but then also we got partnered with Hillary Courtney. Hillary Courtney and her husband, they have been with Isagenix for 11 years. They have 5 children. They are in their mid to late 30s, and they have maxed out, they have like 4 envelopes. So every envelope is a business center. So I was like, oh my gosh, like you've maxed out like how many business centers? And so my husband asked her husband, like, how much do you guys make? And he goes, at minimum, we make $37,000 a week. I was like, whoa, $37,000 a week and you're in your 30s? Like, that is insane. That is insane. So it was like really nice to kind of sit with them. They were so sincere, so down to earth. She just messaged me today and gave me her website. So I'm going to share that with you guys on Rising Stars, because she's like, the one thing with my report is my first year, I had like in the 50s or 60s of how many people that I enrolled. So those are personal enrollments. And then I had like 59 people that rank advanced throughout the year. Okay. And then of course, cycle growth. So then this year, 2018, I mean, we're only like 5 months in, but my personal enrollments went down and my rank advancements, my personal rank advancements. So it's not me rank advancing. It's the people that I personally enroll. It's them rank advancing. Okay, so this is all part of the leader in action formula that we're going to go through here in a minute. So that had went way down. Okay, and so she goes, well, what do you think happened? And I said, well, you know, when I joined Isagenix, I came from another company, and I did have some people that came over with me. I had 9 people, 9, not a lot. I had like, let's say 60 enrollments. Okay, so 9. But I had a lot of people that, you know, would message me because I would post a lot, and I always threw a lot of good energy, and I was really excited when I first got started. So I posted. So I had a lot of people that were private messaging me. And so I had a lot of enrollments. So, you know, you kind of go through that warm market and that Facebook market, right? And then it starts getting a little bit more difficult because you have to start going into your cold market. You have to get yourself out there and network and that kind of thing. But she says to me, she says, so do you feel like you are sharing the business with these people, with your prospects, or are you just sharing the products? Oh, because my other problem is right, the rank advancements, which means like, am I taking people from preferred customer to associate and then helping them to become a consultant, right? So that's a rank advancement. And I said, well, you know, something happened. I'm not sure what it was. I said, but she goes, well, do you think it happened like when the preferred customer program, you know, customer first program came in last, I believe it was January? Because in the beginning, I sat down with people and I went through the business first. I would draw it out. You know, you share, they share. I would draw out the cycles. I always drew it out on paper with everybody I sat with. And that's why they came in and they wanted to go find 2 instantly. But somehow when we switched over to customer first, I started talking about the products, which is great because I always got to that and talked to the product because I love and I'm passionate about the products. But I started talking about the products and then I never talked about the business. I would go through my 30-day process and then start talking about the business, right? But by then, it's like, it's not as easy as if you start and talk about the business right from the get-go. She goes, we sit down, we draw it out. We talk about how much are you paying in groceries per week. If you brought friends with you to the grocery store, would they give you your groceries for free? So you want to know exactly how much they're spending, so that you can kind of compare it, and you want to explain the you share, they share right away. And like I said, she's got all this on her website that I'm going to share so that you can watch some of her videos with her explaining it. But that was a big aha for me. You know, sometimes we forget what we know, and we forget to do the things that we once did to really create that success. And so now I know that when I get people started on products, great. But right in that very first conversation, we need to bring up, who do you know? Who do you know that could benefit from these products like you? You must know somebody who you could partner with and do this with, because it's always more fun to do with friends. Who do you know? We need to start asking these questions right from the get-go, because now we're planting that seed and they're going to start looking right from the get-go. Okay, so that was my second aha. So I have a lot of things that I want to go through because they really gave us a lot of information in a couple of days, and then we'll open it up at the end for questions. And I apologize for talking fast, but I know I don't want to keep you on here all night, and we have a lot to go through. So the very first phrase that caught my eye was somebody said something like, well, we have a global wellness superstore. I thought, ooh, that's almost as good as a virtual franchise. I loved when somebody told me, instead of saying it's network marketing, say it's a virtual franchise. I loved that. I thought that was brilliant. Okay, so now we have a global wellness superstore. So anytime we're posting anything about Isagenix, whether it's Real People, Real Results, or whether it's on our page, and even if we never use the word Isagenix and we're posting about what we do, you can always go hashtag Global Wellness Superstore, because that's what we do. We set people up so that they can have their own global wellness superstore. Isn't that cool? I love that. The other thing was we are a purpose-driven brand. Now, we know that we've been a purpose-driven brand for a long time, right? We donate a lot of money to Make-A-Wish. As a matter of fact, last year we donated $3 million to Make-A-Wish and $4 million to disaster relief. That is really cool. But we've never had like a specific department that is focused on being a purpose-driven company. And so they actually pulled in this woman who has a ton of global experience in, kind of connecting the company, the heart of the company, to other things all around the world to help people. Okay, I cannot remember what her name is, but she was a spunky girl. I just thought she was awesome. So she asked Eric Coover, so what do you think that you want to call this purpose-driven brand? What do you want to call it? He goes, well, Isagenix Legacy Foundation, of course. She goes, oh, that's perfect. And so that's what it's called. So just kind of start keeping your eye out on that, because that's going to be really who we are as a company. We're going to be a purpose-driven brand, and we're going to be able to help people from all over the world in all sorts of different needs, not just Make-A-Wish, but lots of different things. So it's going to be just a real blessing to be a part of that. Also, we are launching, you guys, we're launching in Spain, June 25th. This is huge for you. Who do you know in Spain? Or who do you know in your own backyard that's connected with people in Spain? Now is the time to start reaching out to these people and planting those seeds. Okay, can you imagine if you could get one person who just explodes Spain and you could have the whole country? I mean, that would be incredible. So definitely start looking to be a part of that. You guys more so than even me here in Florida, right? We don't have a lot of people from Spain down here. But another way to reach out to Spain, Facebook is not as easy as, say, Instagram. Because the way that they hashtag and how different the whole algorithm thing works, you can really find people in the health and wellness industry in Spain. So start really trying to build your audience and start adding new people on your Instagram accounts, and start being very consistent with your posting. Okay, and very consistent with letting people know that you are opening in Spain, your global wellness superstore in Spain, and that you're looking for somebody to lead the country. So who do you know? Do you know anybody that would want an opportunity like that? Because it's huge, right? We're also going into South Korea. You guys, South Korea is the #3 country in the whole world for network marketing. You know how sometimes it's not easy for us. They go, oh, is it one of those things? Oh, is it a pyramid thing? Oh, is it network marketing? Here in the United States, and I know for you guys over in the UK, sometimes people feel that way. It's getting better, right? As the years go on, we have a lot of credibility now. But over in South Korea, they go, oh, it's network marketing. And they're super excited about it. Like, they are so into it. So Michael Klaus had an idea. He's like, find the Korean restaurants. Find the Korean restaurants and start going there on a regular basis, because they're probably most likely family owned. and build relationships with these people and let them know, because they could, you know, come on board and sponsor their family and friends that are in Korea. And that's going to open in October of 2018. The other thing is, I don't know about you guys, but we have a little bit of a keto craze going on here in the United States. Do you guys? Keto? You hearing about that at all?
I've heard about it, but only from you, and I've not really heard anyone in the UK talking about it yet. I maybe heard of one person, but just on Facebook. I didn't actually know them, so.
Okay. Well, you'll probably hear about it. I'm seeing it all over Facebook. As a matter of fact, the company that I came from, they kind of rebranded everything towards keto. So anyway, Paul Asiero, he's one of our science guys, one of our doctors. He was one of the speakers at Top Achievers. And somebody had asked him that question. And he says, you know, everybody's got a different body type. Everybody's bodies respond differently to different things. He says keto is it's not a bad diet. He didn't say anything bad about it. He just said that, you know, Isagenix has products to support the keto diet. Now, keto diet is high fat, medium protein, no carbs, very, very low carbs. Okay, so it kind of mimics the Atkins diet, only I think the real keto is not supposed to mimic the Atkins diet, like as far as all the bacon and cheese. It's just supposed to be high fats, more like the avocados and nuts and things like that, right? And then some meat, and then, you know, medium protein and very, very low carbs. So anyway, so we do have products to support the keto diet. We have Isopro. So Isopro is our protein only. That doesn't have a lot of carbs in it, so that would be okay for the keto diet, as well as the fruits and the greens, the Ionics, the Cleanse, the Isoflush, and there's one more thing. I don't know. I'll put a picture of it up on Rising Stars. So if you ever have anybody that says, well, I don't know about Isagenix, because some people, we do not have a lot of sugar, and as a matter of fact, they did a study that shows that people that start Isagenix, actually their sugars intake gets cut in half. So if they say, oh, well, you guys have sugar in it, they're getting sugar in everything, and they start Isagenix and their sugars are cut in half and their sugars are regulated and that kind of thing. But if you ever have anybody that uses that as an objection, you can always say, we have keto-friendly products. So that's really, really nice to know that they can fit into what we're doing as well. We have a new product line coming out in the United States and Canada. I can't tell you what that is yet, but you'll find out shortly. And of course, you guys won't get it right away, but you will eventually get it, and you're going to love it. You're going to love it. Okay, one of the other things that was a big aha for me while I was in Maui was, you know, sometimes we get stuck doing the same thing. I don't know about you guys. Do you feel like you're doing the do every single day, but you maybe aren't getting the results that you maybe once were getting, or maybe you aren't getting the results that you were hoping to get? And you're thinking, gosh, how much can I bang my head against the wall here? I keep doing, and I'm not seeing the results. Well, sometimes what we need to do is we just need to kind of switch things up a little bit. And what I've learned in my 18 and a half years of being in the network marketing industry is my first business that I was with for my first 10 years, we didn't have Facebook. We didn't have any social media at all. So I built my business belly to belly. Okay, meaning I had to leave my house, drop off samples, show back up, see how they like the samples, you know, anything to drop things off, and then having an excuse to go back to them to find out what they thought, how they feel, and try to get them to come on board, right? Purchase, join the team, whatever the case may be. And then also we did a lot of home parties, you know, I was in skincare, so we did skincare parties. And then in my second business, I still did parties. So I still like to gather people in my home or in their home to kind of share the story and get them on board. But I learned a lot about social media. And so I started incorporating that as well. Now in Isagenix, I have done some belly to belly, but mostly I work online, as well as I know a lot of you guys do. And some of you are really good about going out and collecting phone numbers and doing some belly to belly, which is good. But I just want you to think about this for a minute. What if you could take everything that you learned, everything that you know on how to connect with people, whether offline or online, and make it a point to do something consistently every single day, every single week, and actually creating something like a 6 list. The 6 list is something that I have in the files on Rising Stars, 6 different things that you can do to build your business every single day. What if you could create your 6 list, including online and offline? So maybe putting together some sample bags. So in your sample bags can be like a Ziploc baggie, maybe have a cup, greens in there, maybe a hydrate in there, maybe an energy shot, maybe a bar, maybe, one bag of protein, right, in this bag. We do have mini lookbooks, which are awesome, that you can get online, which would be a really good thing. So let's say maybe once a day, or maybe 3 times a week. You set it a goal to drop these sample bags off to anybody. They can be an office, anywhere that there's an office. So it can be a tanning salon, a hair salon, a doctor's office. Okay, it can be anywhere, a real estate office where you can walk in, you can say, it's Customer Appreciation Day with my company. And I just wanted to stop by, introduce myself, and drop off some samples for you and some of your staff to try. Now, what I would do is I would probably put it in a cute little basket and put some little bottles of water in there so they can kind of share and test out the greens and test out the fruits and test out all this other stuff. And with the lookbook, with my name on it, so that I have a reason next week to come and pick that lookbook up. So now I can say, so tell me, what did you think about the products? What did you love about the products? Are you guys on Facebook? Start adding them on Facebook and really expanding my network. Because after all, you guys, we are network marketers. So our job is to expand our network every single day, however we can. So what if within our 6 list, we commit to dropping off 3 bags a week, and then 3 follow-ups from the bags from the week before, and then adding people on Real People, Real Results, following up with them, sending the website, and then even going through the scripts that we're going to go through here in a few minutes that corporate just put together. What if we personalized a list of 6 different things that works perfect for us within our schedule, and just commit to doing it day after day, week after week, whatever it is for you? Do you know doing small, it's all in the small things. It's not in the big things. It's not in if you're landing this network marketer has been around for 20 years and you're so excited because you got the one person. It's not the big things that's going to take you to the top of this company. It's the itty little bitty things compounded over time that's going to help you to max out your business account and make that money that we were talking about earlier today. It's the little things. Consistent. They always say the turtle wins the race. Okay, it's not the rabbit wins the race, it's the turtle that wins the race. But you can't go all in. You can't work a 10-hour day and then not do anything for 3 days. And then work 4 hours and then not do anything for 3 days. Or work really hard for 3 weeks and go, I haven't seen anything. And then not do anything for 4 weeks because you're defeated. The one thing, one of our speakers, our keynote speaker was Darren Hardy. And he talks about the compound effect. And I want to show you his book here. So this is a book that you might want to pick up. And this is exactly what he's talking about here. He's talking about it's the small things. Whether it's the small things that you're doing that are bad or the small things that you're doing that are good, it's all going to add up in the end, and it compounds over time. So he actually showed a skinny person taking a bite of a cheeseburger. Okay, and in the next slide, the same person that's eating the cheeseburger is like 500 pounds. Okay, and he's like, can you imagine if you were to take a bite, if you were to eat a cheeseburger and wake up like that tomorrow? Like, would you ever eat a cheeseburger again? No. But the problem is you could wake up like that one day. If you're eating cheeseburgers every day, just because you don't see the results of that cheeseburger doesn't mean something is not happening behind the scenes, right? So whether it's good or bad, your compound effect is going to actually dictate what your future is going to look like. So that's why I highly, highly suggest that you put together a list of 6 things that you can do, actively do, even if it's small. Okay, and then you can start building upon it. But just do it every single day, and then maybe take the weekends off. So just commit to 5 days a week. So it's kind of like going to the gym. So he told a story also. He was going to the gym and he wanted to get his mind wrapped around going to the gym 5 days a week. So one of the days he didn't have a lot of time in his day. So he shows up at the gym, he goes in, he does 15 minutes worth of things. He starts walking out. One of the trainers says, well, gosh, you haven't been here very long. And he's like, listen, he says, well, thanks for that, but I just am trying to establish a pattern within myself, a pattern of consistency and, you know, the compound effect, doing something every day, because he knew if he didn't go at all that day, he would break his pattern. Okay, so I just love that, and that was another big aha for me. Okay, so corporate rolled out a new recruiting system, and I think you guys are going to absolutely love this. And we've had some of these scripts from some of the top leaders in Isagenix that have been so wonderful to share with us, but we've kind of put them in an order that worked for us, right? So now Isagenix as a whole entire company has put together a system with scripts that we can either copy and paste into a text message, a Facebook message, but of course personalize it and make it kind of somewhat look like it's coming from us. Or you can even read the script and send those voice memos. Okay, so the voice memo is such a great thing. And they explained it in corporate. They had a corporate training on it that I also posted in Rising Stars. So make sure you find that and watch it. But I'm just going to kind of whip through it real quick so that you know exactly where to find it in your back office. So I'm going to share my screen real quick. Okay, it's this one. Can you guys see, share, say, do? Mike, yeah? Okay. All right, so this is on isagenixbusiness.com, okay? And this has always been here, but they just kind of rebranded it. Now, and this is where you can also find your 90-day action plan, right? And then the you share, they share, and all the training and all the tools. Okay, but if you go right here to where it says start here, if you click on that, the very first thing is help your friends get started on Isagenix with say, share, and do. So again, it's kind of teaching us, because Kathy Coover even got up on stage and she says she would like to see, right now we're 80-20. We're 80% consumers, we're 20% business builders. She would like us to be more like 70-30. Okay, so meaning we need to start having the conversation about the business and about them sharing and getting their groceries paid for right from the very beginning. So what this does is it teaches us exactly what to say to get that conversation started. And like I said, you can text these scripts, you can voice memo these scripts, cold call these scripts. Okay, so you click on there and it has like, let me click on there for you. Okay, so if you haven't started yet, you would say something like, hey, blah, blah, blah. Any interested in starting a health and wellness system with me? I'm ready to, and you put kind of input your goal and feel like myself again. As you can see, okay, so now if you scroll down to the bottom, they say this, you say this. They say this, you say this. They say this, okay? And then here's a, you know, an optional wrap up here. They even have some scripts on what to post on Facebook. If you don't know what to say or how to post on Facebook, because sometimes it's hard to just keep finding new ideas, right? We can come on here and we can grab some Facebook posts. Okay, so make sure that you take the time to really look through that. So that's the first step, and that's kind of approaching people. Okay, then step 2, now that you've got your fishing, right? Now you have a bite. You have somebody that's responding back. So what do you do now? Now they've revised the isamovie.com. And they kind of made it into Lynn and Michael's go take a look.info. They really, really like that. So it's going to look really familiar to you. Now we can still use go take a look.info. As a matter of fact, I like their first 2 videos better, but this is just another tool in your toolbox. So take a look at it. And then, you know, you can decide which one that you're more comfortable with. But what's really cool about this is if you go and you put in your website. So my website is gershwitz.isagenix.com/isamovie. It takes it right to Isamovie, but guess what? It's attached to me. Okay, so now I've got them on the hook. I want to send them more information. I would send them, I would copy and paste this link and I would send it to them. Okay. Now, the very first video on there is Transform Your Life, one of my favorite videos on getting people exposed for the first time with Isagenix. Okay. Then, of course, check out our most popular pack. They have all the packs there, and yours would be the UK version. And see, just like Lynn and Michael's, they have the transformation page with all the photos. They have how it works, which this is the cute little video of how to have a cleanse day, how to have a shake day, and then unpacking your box. You guys have seen that, right? It's just to music and little images. I love those videos. They have the clinical studies, and then you have the refer a friend, which is the you share, they share. What's really, really cool, let's say you're talking to somebody in the medical field and they want to know what the clinical research is. You're going to click on there, and then what you would do is you would copy and paste this URL. Oops. Well, you get my drift. So you can highlight and you copy it, and you can just send it to them in an email or send it to them in a text. Go back here. Okay, or let's say I want to show them something in the performance line. I would click on the performance line, still attached to me, and then I would highlight this. I would grab it, and then I would send it to them by text, by email, Facebook Messenger. So it's really, really easy. You're just going to go to your specific website /Isamovie, and depending, you can send them just the whole thing to do kind of their research. But if you know they need something specific, if they want to hear more about the business, you would click on Wealth Creation. I would highlight, copy, and paste this link, and I would send it directly to them. And then when they click on it, it's going to go right to mine. So then if they decide, oh, yeah, okay, yeah, I want to hear, they still have all these videos down at the bottom. Okay, these are all based on the compensation because I sent them the Wealth Creation tab. And they can still, if they decided to buy now or go back to the beginning, go back to the home page, they can still check out the most popular pack and then get going that way. So I just find that it's just so, I love this because I feel like duplication is really the name of the game as far as creating a really good, solid business. And we are all such in the beginning stages of building that if we could get really, really good at say, share, and do, and really understand these scripts and start really practicing, because in order for us to really understand it, we could read it all we want, but unless we practice it with real people, we'll get really good at it. And then every time you get a new person started, it's going to be so streamlined. We know exactly what to do, what to do, what to do, what to do. And it takes the guesswork out of it. And I love it. What do you guys think? Thumbs up? You like it? Any thoughts? Any questions so far?
I really like it. I think it's awesome. I like the fact that they're providing scripts that everyone can use rather than just a particular team. So that's consistency across the business. I have just had a look at my Replicate website and /Isamovie. And unfortunately, the UK version is not the same as the US one. So we need to get, I will get onto them to see if we can get it updated. I'm sure it will follow in the very near future. So in the meantime, just continue using gotakealook.info, guys. And then when they get the UK Isamovie updated, then we can move on to that.
Yeah. Do you have a corporate guy, Mike, that you're used to talking to, like Sean Freckleton or any of those guys?
Yeah, I know Sean, so I'll talk to Sean. I'll talk to Michael as well, I think, just to get some.
Actually, sorry, it's Jack here. I'm just looking. There is the version of Isamovie there, and what you can see is weight management and the opportunity. Then when you click on those two words, you get to see some of the videos crop up.
Yes, Jack, that's always been there. It's just not using this new system of say, share, do. So like they've kind of copied gotakealook.info with the American version, but they've not updated the English version yet. It has been around. I've never really liked the English version, so I've not used it in a long time. So they need to do some work on that. I think I'll have a chat with Sean because it's long overdue.
Yeah, maybe there's just something that you guys need to click on in the back. Let me just move your. Okay, so can you guys see that there's an American flag here?
Yeah.
When you go, Mike, when you go to your Jack or whoever wants to test this out, when you go to your website, like put your name in .isogenics/isomovie, does your flag come up over in that corner?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, there's an English flag. There's a reason why they're different though, Rachel. That's for compliance reasons. So the videos that you have are advertising products that we don't have.
Right.
So that's why we have a separate one. Unfortunately, it's just not as good.
Mm-hmm.
So
what does yours look like? Does it still somewhat look like this? What videos are attached?
Do you want me to share my screen? I can show you.
Yeah, that would be great. I'm going to stop sharing mine.
Can I ask, the people just buy, could they not be buying the wrong stuff, or maybe not buying what, could we be losing out in bonuses and all if they buy it direct?
I'm sorry, Suzanne.
You know the way you get the product introductory bonus?
Uh-huh.
If they buy it themselves, would we miss out on that?
No, because you're going to go direct. See, what's so great about this new system is when you put your URL in there, your Isagenix URL that's personal to you. So mine is just Gershowitz.isagenix.com. So if one of my customers goes to this, because I copy and pasted the URL and sent it to them, and they decided to go and just buy on their own, which we definitely want to have that conversation. Like, very rarely does somebody go to your website and buy, just sign up on their own. But if they did, yes, you would get that PIB because it's going through your website.
Okay, that's good.
Assuming they buy the kit.
Right, assuming they buy the kit.
If they just come out with a packet of shakes, then unfortunately you do lose your bonus because you don't get a bonus on a packet of shakes.
Exactly.
But, so very quickly then, so you can carry on. So what we have is we have the Today's the Day video as the opening one instead of Transform Your Life, and then we just have weight management and opportunity.
Okay.
And it just, in my mind, just doesn't deliver the same way the US one does. Mm-hmm. I used to use the US one until I was like, yeah, but it's promoting all these products we don't have. So personally, guys, I think just use IsoTools if you want to send individual videos. Use gotakealook.info until the UK Isagenix side updates this IsoMovies thing. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, it is designed so that you've got the opportunity here, so it entices them to go and have a look at that if they got interest, and then it kind of promotes this. So it is designed with a purpose, but it's missing the energy and performance. And I think it'd be better if it started with the Transform Your Life video more than the Today's the Day video.
Yeah.
My personal opinion, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So the good news is our team, we still have gotakealook.info, right? And
yeah, and that's really good. Yeah. And like the way they've set those first two videos up, Rachel, I completely agree. It explains the problem to them, and then how our solution works against that problem, and that to me is absolute genius.
Absolutely. But keep your eye on this, just because we always want to be on the same page as corporate. But of course, we have that huge benefit of having Lynn and Michael and all the things that they provide for us, for sure. So, okay, so that is the new Isagenix recruiting system and the new IsoMovie. And then the other thing that I wanted to share, the very last thing, and then I'm going to let you go. See, this is why I had to talk fast, because there's so many things. Okay, let's see if I can get this up here. Oops, where did it go? Hold on. We had it right over here. Well, I know where I can find it. Hold on, give me 1 second, you guys.
Hi, Rachel. Can I ask a quick question?
Absolutely.
Okay, in terms of the script, obviously the UK version doesn't have it yet. So could we go to isomovie.com and then click on the flag to change to the American one and then print the actual scripts out and use those?
Oh, no, you do have the scripts. The scripts are on isogenixbusiness.com.
Oh, so it's the same scripts that you just showed us in the IsoMovies actually on isogenix.com as well? Yeah,
so the IsoMovie is different than the Isagenix business, the say, share, and do. So this say, share, and do is universal. The only thing is the share is explaining the iSamovie that we just went through, where you can attach your URL to the iSamovie. But like Mike just explained, it's not as good for you guys as it is for the United States. So you guys can kind of still go, you can still send them, go take a look.info. But just know that iSamovie is there, and I'm sure as your product line grows, it'll increase and improve. But the original scripts to reach out, it's still isagenicbusiness.com under that Start Here tab.
Rachel, sorry, Rachel, I just got to jump in again. I need to show these guys how to get to those scripts because that's not quite right. Can I just share the screen again?
Yeah, you don't have isogenicsbusiness.com?
We do, but we have a UK version again, and I'll show them how to hack it so they can get to the US site.
Okay, that's what still have Say Share Do on it?
No, unfortunately not. So if you could just stop sharing your screen for 1 second, I'll show them how to get to the American one while we've got the recording going. Okay, so if I go to isogenicsbusiness.com, what was that? This will load up. It's gone to the US one now. Let me just change the settings. Oh, maybe you can just change the flag. That would be easier if that works. Just trying to get back to where I started. 1 second. Yeah, maybe you can just change the flag if that works. So yeah, this is the UK site. Just change the flag, guys. Let me just check that works.
Yeah, Mike,
change the flag and then click on Start Here, and it'll take you to what's it called? Say Share Do.
Okay, so if you click on, do me a favor, Mike, just real quick, go back and click on the UK flag for me. I just want to see what's there.
Yeah, sorry, Rachel, that's what I was just explaining before Mike said it. That's what I was doing. I was going into the Isogenics business and then changing.
Go to Start Here.
That's what we're on. This is the start page. Use the products, make your list, connect.
It's still all the old stuff. Okay, so I'm glad we figured that out together. So you guys, for the scripts, just change it to the United States flag. I'll talk to Michael about this and kind of find out what's happening.
Yeah, and if you're going to talk to Michael, just mention the iSamovie as well, because like I said, I stopped using it just because it wasn't good enough. It's like, I can do better than this with the videos on YouTube. So I think it needs some work.
Yes, I agree.
In principle, the idea is brilliant. I did use the American one until the English one came out, but I couldn't guarantee they'd see the American one if I sent them the link. And then I realized that it was selling products that we didn't have. So
Right. Jack, were you going to say something?
Yeah, I was going to say a couple of things. Yeah, just on
Q&A mode.
what the hell's going on here?
So if you Q&A mode now, just for the background, you
something-
Q. Okay.
Hold on. I'll mute that in a second here. I just want to pull this up.
Sorry, I don't know. Has someone put a video running? Oh, it's me. Sorry. Apologies. That's a Susan Sly training. Sorry. So Isogenics Business US. Speaking of Susan Sly, there's loads of training under the training tab that we don't have available in the UK. It's all generic, like sharing Isogenics and Isogenics business training and prospecting and network marketing. So just wanted to flag that up to everyone because you're going to get resources on the US site that just aren't there on the UK one. And then the other thing was I stopped sharing any YouTube videos unless they're really nowhere else. I use Vimeo or ideally Isotools. Isotools I think is the best because then you get to see when the person has viewed it. You get a little notification. And also Vimeo, it doesn't have the advertising. With YouTube, you can end up sending people down a rabbit hole because they watch one video, then you've got all these like random, like is Isogenics a scam, all these kind of bullshit videos that take people off into no man's land. I've lost a few people that way. So I would, if you can avoid it, I'd avoid using YouTube. I'd use Vimeo and ideally Isotools and go take a look.
Yeah, I completely second what Jack's just said. So if you haven't got Isotools, guys, it's £9 a month. Like, it's not break the bank stuff, but it's so useful. I mean, it's got loads of videos on there. Again, you can change the flag to US and it opens up a load more videos. just don't send out videos with products that we don't have, and you can use all the other videos on the US flag setting. So there's tons of videos on there. So there's absolutely no reason to be using YouTube. And now the only video, I don't know, even that video is on there. So yeah, like even the Mary Evans video is on the American flag of ISA Business Tools. So invest £9 a month in the right tools for the right job, you know?
I agree. Yeah, the last thing you want them to send them a video and it says Isagenix a scam, and they just keep going and looking at other things. And so, yeah, Vimeo is so much better, as well as using the tools for sure. Yeah. Okay, so I just want to go through this real quick because, you know, Lynn always says, in order to hit the target, you need to see the target, right? So Isagenix, Kathy Coover has built 3 very successful network marketing companies. And Jim Coover has created 2 network marketing companies. So these people know what they're doing and they know what works. And they have this formula. It's called Leader in Action Formula. And we're on here because I'm sharing what I learned from Top Achievers. It was my second Top Achievers. I made it to my first one being in Isagenix in under 6 months. And I earned it through the Leader in Action formula and through earning in the pools. I didn't earn it because I had hit 3-star yet. Because you either have to hit 3-star, and then from 3-star you have to climb a new rank every year in order to earn it, or you can be a top leader in action. Okay, so a leader in action is somebody that follows this formula, and there's a certain way to earn points. And we aren't going to go through all of the details of how to, you know, how the points add up and how they tally it all and all that this time. But I just want to explain this grid. So basically, this is what I did. And Mike and I were talking about this the other day. From the day I started, when Lynn and Michael said, this is what you need to do, because I said, what do I need to do? I needed to replace a big income that I shut down to 0 to start Isagenix from 0. I needed to make money quick. I wanted to do it right. I wanted to be coachable. I wanted them to tell me exactly what to do. And they showed me this formula, and they said, this is how you build to the top of Isagenix right here. It's all about personal enrollments. It's all about personal rank advancements, you know, personally enrolled rank advancements, and being active at executive, getting to executive as fast as you can, and then increasing your cycles. So the very first thing that you ever want to focus on is getting to executive and printing out that executive map and focusing on finding 10 people who know 2 people who eat. Okay, 5 on your left and 5 on your right. So I focused on that and I got there. Okay, and then of course I had my personal, you know, enrolled, and then I taught them how to find 2. Okay, and like I said, that's something that somehow down the line it changed for me, and I'm going to go back to talking about the business right from the get-go and finding 2. Okay, and then of course, increasing your cycles, which will come if you're doing all the other things. So this is something that Julie Yurvik talks about on the training that she did on Monday night, that again is on Rising Stars. So if you haven't seen it, make sure that you go watch it. It's an incredible training. She does this with every single person. And I don't want you to think just because you're not executive, because this is kind of what I thought and what a lot of people on my team thought. Well, I'm not executive. I don't need to follow the formula because I need to make, you know, the very last column was, you know, maintaining executive each and every week, right? Because this is how you earn in the pools. This is how you earn the trip. So the way that Julie does it is she, you know, we all have pool periods. So some of the pool periods are 4 weeks and some are 5 weeks. Okay. And this is listed in your back office. Okay. Under the reports of the pools, the leadership pools. And you have a benchmark. So right now your benchmark might be 0. It might be 1. It might be 2. Okay. It might be more than that. And so you have a benchmark that every week and every pool period you're trying to beat. You're trying to increase by 1, by 2, by 3. Okay. So when you're first starting and you don't have a lot to go with, because maybe you only have a team of yourself, or maybe you have a team of 1 or 2, this is a great way to start. So we're going to go through your back office. We're going to find out what your benchmark is. Okay. And you're going to write it down. You're going to print this sheet out. And every Monday, because Sunday night, you're going to know how you finished. Every Monday morning, you're going to pull this sheet out. If it's week 2, you're going to fill out week ending, blah, blah, blah. And if your cycle, if let's say your benchmark is 2, and let's say last night you finished at 3, you're going to write cycle growth above benchmark would be 1. Okay, let's say last week you enrolled 1, you'd put 1. Number of personally enrolled rank advancements, let's say nobody that you personally enrolled rank advanced, you put 0. And then the number of weeks active at current rank. We're not going to talk about executive, although you're still going to keep your eye on that prize. We're going to talk about, let's say your highest rank has ever been consultant. If you've maintained that, you're going to put 1 point for consultant. If you're a manager and you've maintained that, you're going to give yourself 2 points for maintaining manager. If you're a director and you've maintained that for the week, meaning you have 6 people that finished at consultant by Sunday night, midnight, then you're going to give yourself 3 points as director, etc. Okay, so you're still going to have your executive chart. You're still going to be shooting for that. But with this particular chart, you're going to start creating really good business habits, because this is what you want to focus on today, tomorrow, next year, and in 10 years. This is going to get you to executive. It's going to get you to 1 star. It's going to get you to 5 star. It's going to get you to max out. Okay, it's all based on this formula. And what you focus on, you find. And I just want to tell you a quick story. In the beginning, in my first 6 months, I earned probably $65,000 in pools, just pool earnings, not cycles or anything. And it's because I was following this formula. And so then we got a girl on our team who was a sponsor monster. I mean, this girl pulled in like 300 and some people in like 3 months that she was with us. Okay, she just pulled them in. She had a really big following on Facebook, and then she quit. Okay, so my benchmark, because of her, I mean, she was a blessing, but benchmark was really, really, really high. And then she left, and then the cycles kind of dropped, right? And so my benchmark's really high, and then every single week I'm like, I can't even come close. I can't do, there's no cycles above benchmark, right? The personal enrollments, I still was focusing on that. The rank advancements, I was still focusing on that. And the weeks at current rank, I still am holding my executive. But then I got to the point where I was like, I'm not even gonna look, because there's no way I'm gonna earn in the pools. And our heads do this to us, right? And so I wasn't bothering going in the back office and looking to see when the pool period started and ended. I wasn't checking to see what my benchmark was, because I knew it would take at least 10 months to cycle out. And I wasn't paying attention. And when you don't pay attention and all you do is focus on enroll, I gotta find people to enroll, gotta find people to enroll, gotta find them. And that's all you're focusing on. And you're not focusing on all the other things that are doing the business, and you're not getting up and you're not being intentional, and you're not in the know. So you don't know when the pool periods start. You don't know when they end. You're not keeping track of the numbers. You don't have them right front and center. You're never going to get there. So I spent 10 months not earning in the pools. So I just decided, I said, you know what? I need to start paying attention, because you know what? I'm going to pay attention. I'm going to start earning in these pools. So I at least need to know where I'm at, even if it takes me 6 months to earn in the pools. So I went in the back office, found out when the next pool period started, wrote down right here on my paper, I wrote down my benchmarks. Okay. And then I started keeping track. And just because I kept track and I knew exactly where I was, guess what? I earned $972 in the pools. This was just the month before last. And it's because I paid attention. Okay. So if you guys want to earn in the pools, if you want to build a big business, you don't just need to focus on enrollments. Yes, that you need to enroll because you need to develop a team of customers and people that are building a business with you. So yes, that's super important. And we're going to focus on the say, share, and do, and reaching out to people and expanding our network and all those things. But you just need to keep track. And I know, Mike, you love, spreadsheets and stuff. Like, this is the spreadsheet. This is what you need to keep track of. This is your eye on the prize. This is your bullseye. This is your target. And in order to hit the target, you need to see the target. So I just want to encourage all of you to print out this sheet, okay? And then go in your back office and see if you can figure out when the pool periods start and when the pool periods end, and whether it's a 4-week or a 5-week. I'm not going to tell you, okay? And what your benchmark is. And then I want you to send me a private message on Facebook and let me know what the dates are, what your benchmark is. And if you go, I can't figure it out, I just have no clue, I'm so confused, that's okay. I was confused too. Okay, I was super confused. So if that's the case, then I want you to reach out to me, and I want to hop on Zoom with you one-on-one, and together we're going to go into your back office, and I'm going to show you where it is, and I'm going to show you how to figure out what your benchmark is, and I'm going to show you how to figure out when the pools start and end, and I'm going to show you how to fill out this form. Okay, so that way you'll be intentional with building your business, because you guys are the pioneers of the UK. And if you don't understand this stuff, how are you going to create a team of hundreds and thousands of people in the UK that are following in your footsteps, right? So this is the grid for success in Isagenix right here. This is your job description. So that's why I kind of wanted to go through it today. I don't want you to be overwhelmed, but it's good to know exactly what you need to do. Even if there's zeros for a little while, it's okay. I get a lot of zeros too. But sometimes I get a 1, and sometimes I get a 2, and then at the end you add it up, and we'll go through what these points mean later. But it's a great way to earn the trip to the Bahamas next year, because they take the top in Isagenix, and I think they take the top 30 in the United States. I think it might be the top 1. I'm sure it'll change. Now that you guys aren't super new, they'll probably take the top 3 or 5 or something like that, and you probably know better than I do. Jack, do you have questions?
In the UK this year.
They take 1. Mm-hmm.
Just so far, hopefully it'll expand next year.
Right.
But yeah, 3-star or leader in action is our gateway for top achievers.
Right.
I'm going to be there, no question.
All right. It's close to Florida.
So,
okay.
Rachel, I have a quick question just about this. Obviously, enrollments are crucial anyway. We can never neglect that. The cycle growth, well, I guess that comes from, helping our people as a rank advance and helping our people to enroll more people. So I guess the leadership side, and then just maintaining. So this is forcing us to focus on 1, enrollments, and 2, leadership and helping duplicate in our organization, correct?
That's right. So the main thing is, if it's a 5-week or a 4-week pool, okay, you're going to take week 1 through, say, let's say it's a 5-week pool, and you're going to take the first column and you're going to add up the points. You see the points at the bottom? You're going to add it up. The main goal is to never have a 0. Okay, so let's say you have a 0 week 1, a 0 week 2, there's no cycle growth. Week 3, 0, week 4, 0. You got to tell yourself, oh my gosh, no matter what I have to do this week, I need to grow my cycle by 1, because in the total points, I don't want to have 0. Okay, and then the same thing with the personal enrollments. Let's say you can only take 5, because they don't want to encourage you to be a sponsor monster, because you can't support if you're pulling in 20 people a month. So you can only take 5. But let's say in all the weeks you have 0, and in the last week you're like, I have to have at least 1 enrollment because I can't have a 0 in my total points. Okay, and then in the rank advancements, all the people that you've ever brought in on board, you're going to find at least 1 person to go consultant within the 5-week pool period. Okay, and then what you do is, and then of course, if let's say manager is your highest rank, the goal is, am I maintaining manager? Yes. Am I maintaining manager? Yes. Am I maintaining manager? Do I have 2 people that are a consultant? Am I maintaining manager? And that's your goal, of course, always looking at the next prize, which is director. And then you're going to times all the points, and you're going to have your total score. Okay, and that's kind of how they figure it out. But if you have a 0 in any one of those columns, you actually get 1,000 points, and it puts you at the bottom. So I don't want to get into that confusion with you now, but that's why you never have a 0. As long as you always have a 1 in each column, then you stay in the game, and then you're numbered that way.
Rachel, can I ask you, whenever you mention about the pools, do you mean the number of cycles? Is that what you mean?
The pools are, let me figure out how to get out of here. There's my share button. Okay, so the pools are, you can earn extra money on top of cycle growth and on top of all of your, going consultant bonuses and things like that. They're called pools. You can start earning in the pools when you're a director, and then you can earn pools when you're an executive, 1-star, 2-star, and there's different pools for, different, different, ranks. What is the word? Different ranks. And so the goal is if you follow this formula, then you have a higher chance of earning in those pools. Okay. So your question was?
I was just wanting to know what the pools was.
Okay.
Like
right.
Cycles.
Yes. Okay. So they don't go by month. So it's not like the June pools or the July pools. They actually go by a 4 or a 5 week pool period. And so in order to find out when the start date and when the end date of the next pools are, that's when you start your new worksheet. Okay. You have to go in the back office and it tells you like when the pools start and when the pools end. Like I think we're in the 3rd or the 4th week. I lost track because I wasn't paying attention. So I think we're like in the 3rd or the 4th week. So like I said, if you want to find out how to figure that out, where to go look for it, how to figure out what your benchmark is. If you want to learn a little bit more about that, which I highly suggest that you do, just reach out to me and then we'll go through your account personally and I'll show you exactly where all that is and explain it a little bit better.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry, Rachel, just a quick question.
Sure.
Where did you say we find the sheet for the actual to print it out?
It's on Rising Stars.
Okay, thank you.
Uh-huh.
So I have a question about the last column. It says number of weeks active in current rank, but then at the bottom of the image you were showing us, it had different points for each rank. So how does that work? I'm not quite sure. Do you just get, if you're an associate, if you're an executive, you get 4 points, or is it you get 4 points times the number of weeks you've been at that?
Now, in the Isagenix real world, it's just executive. There's no you don't earn points if you're a director. You don't earn points if you're a manager. You don't earn points if you're, a consultant. But the way that Julie Urovic trained on Monday night is getting her team in the habit of following the leader in action formula. So when they hit executive, they are already creating good habits and their teams are already creating good habits. So she created that point system so that they can just focus on just maintain your thing, continue to do all of that, but maintain what you were the week before. Because let's say you hit your 5-cycle bonus. If you hit a 5-cycle bonus and you weren't paid as a consultant last week, you don't get paid out your 5-cycle bonus. So she wants to teach people how to increase their cycles and do all those things that they need to do, which I thought was really, really smart. And so, yeah, Lynn really liked it as well. And that's why I'll probably start creating some contests around those points. Because I think
that'd be a good idea.
A great way to incentivize the team.
So for the sake of everyone else, I believe that in the UK, the leadership pools start from director.
Yep.
So director and executive, you open up a whole new ball game in terms of income. And this formula becomes very, very important. And if I remember correctly, the score that you get as a result of this formula equals how many shares of the pot of money you get. So if no one else is in the pools at that time, you get all of it, in theory. I'm not sure if that's right. But
so the shares they're a little bit different. It actually ranks you so that they rank you as far as being number 1 in leader in action, number 2 in leader in action.
Okay.
That's for ranking purposes. But as far as if you follow that formula and you let's say you're a director, right? And you're shooting for the director pools. You need to maintain director every week of the pool, every day of every week of the pool in order to play in the pools each week. Each week counts. So each week you earn a certain amount of shares and by figuring out your formula against your benchmark. So let's say your benchmark is 5 and week 1 you're above by 1, week 2 you're above by 1 because you're getting 6 and 6.
Yeah.
So on, and you add all that up and you're at now at the end you add it all up. It's based on cycle growth. So you add it up, and let's say you're above by 6 or 5, because each week you just grew by 1. So now you have 6. And so, like, I'm not sure what the director pools, what each share is worth, but it depends on how many people are actually earning in the pools. So if there's not a lot of people earning in the director pools, the shares go up.
Yeah,
now,
that's what I meant.
Executive 1-star, there just is what it is. I believe it's 18 per share. And then it starts getting higher if you're in the 2-star, 2-3-star pool or 4 to 6-star pool. The shares start getting bigger and bigger, because it's after 2-star, it's based not only on your personal cycle growth, but it's based on your 4 PET cycle growth. And so that it becomes a little bit different than then. But up until executive, it's only based on your personal cycle growth. But like I said, and like Jack just mentioned, in order for you to increase those cycles, you have to be following the rest of the formula. It's all about you bringing on people and then rank advancing, and bringing on people and rank advancing. That's how you have exponential growth. That's how 1 becomes 2, becomes 4, becomes 8, you know?
Yeah, exactly. So guys, if you want to participate in this, get in the habit of becoming a consultant every month, which means signing 2 people up every month, and then helping one of those people or somebody from last month become a consultant. That's the secret to this formula that Brett Davis was talking about at Isagenix University. He actually said, become a manager, go manager every month. Mm-hmm. Right, become a manager. So sign 2 people up, help them sign 2 people up each, do that every single month, and you're going to get exponential growth in your business, and you're going to max out this formula. Like, you will get so many shares. And if you're thinking, well, what's this worth to me? The value of these shares are going to go down as time goes on, because at the moment there's not many people that are in these leadership pools, and it's based on shares. So you get a share of a big pot of money. The people that are getting this money, they're not competing with many people, so they're getting a load of money. As time goes by, as more and more people become directors and executives, that amount of money is going to get shared by more people. So get your ass to executive.
Exactly.
Like,
and you know what else?
Get your ass to executive as fast as humanly possible. There's thousands of pounds just waiting to be taken.
That's right. And guess what? In the summertime, people slow down. They get lazy. They go on vacation. But not us. Not us. Because there's less people playing in the pools in the summer than any other time of the year besides the holidays. Okay? So if when everybody else goes to sleep, we wake up, that's a lot more money in the pool. So I'm glad you brought that up, Mike.
I'm going to Spain on holiday so I can prospect.
All right. That's smart.
Like, if I got to go on holiday, but I can prospect to everybody in the hotel. So
there you go.
Stuff.
That's great. That's great. All right, guys. Well, I've kept you long enough. Thank you so much. You have a question, Jack, or are you saying goodbye?
I'll say goodbye. Thanks so much. Really appreciate it. Great to see you guys.
Yes, you too. I'll put the recording on our WhatsApp thread, and then you guys can discuss it however you want to. And if, like I said, if you guys have any personal questions and you want to go through this in your back office, just reach out. I don't mind doing that. So we'll figure it out together.
All right, awesome. Thank you very much, Rachel.
All right, have a great night. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.